Good morning. What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's Monday. You guys, we got through 1 week and made it to another. We're at the beginning of the week. You guys, I'll be completely honest. I was struggling last night. I did not want to get on this morning at all. Last night I was just struggling, just like, you know, people have their down days and stuff sometimes. And last night I was definitely like, gosh, you know, like me doing these live videos, is it even like doing anything? You know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes you just kind of like overthink situations and you're like, am I really like doing anything for anybody by making these videos and like getting on live every day and, you know, stuff like that? But I had to like tell myself, you know what, I'm doing all of this because I really truly want to help people. And even though sometimes I get down on myself and I feel like I'm not doing anything for you guys, I feel deep down that I actually am. So I was like, you know what, I have to stop. Well, really, my husband told me, you have to stop. It's going to be fine. You know, everything takes time. You know what I mean? So it's like, I was like, okay, you're right, you know? So here I am. Even though I was struggling last night, I was like, oh my gosh, like, do I really need to get on? Like, do people even care? You know what I mean? But I know that people do, and either way, like, even if I can just help like one person, that's good enough for me. You know what I mean? So you guys know how Motivational Monday works. You know how it works. So just to recap a little bit, I always kind of recap because some of you have watched some of my lives, some of you haven't. So Motivational Mondays are like really big. We just go over like a lot of different things. And so the first Motivational Monday we ever talked about was holding yourself accountable, for those of you that have not watched any of them. And if you guys ever want to go back and watch any of them, one, you can go on my Facebook page and watch them, but you can also go onto YouTube. Go to live_legit, go on YouTube, and all of my live videos that I ever have done are on YouTube. So you can always go there and do that too. But so the first one that we ever did was holding yourself accountable. Second was believing in yourself. Third was understanding your why, which is extremely important. So if you guys have not seen that one, I would definitely go back and watch that, because understanding your why about like why you're doing the things you're doing in your life, whether it's your job or whatever, is like just really important, you know? Believing you can succeed. Oh my Lanta. Good morning. Believing that you can succeed, and you will. The fifth one was curing yourself from excuse-itis. Sixth was building confidence and destroying fear. The seventh was how to think big. So that was last week. And then this week is how to think and dream creatively. So I feel like this is actually, and it's kind of funny because every time I get to a new chapter in this book, which for those of you that haven't been watching any of my Motivational Mondays, I know a lot of people, now it's a little different, but I know a lot of people don't have a lot of time to read different books, especially self-help books and stuff like that. So I have been pretty much, my husband's been reading the chapters for me, and then I've been taking notes like the whole time. So this book is pretty much just thinking about, you know, the magic of thinking big. And it really like puts a lot of things into perspective. So for those of you that have never read it, like, I read it, you know what I mean? Like, it's an amazing book. And I feel like each week that I've been talking about different parts in it or different chapters in it, it's been extremely like relatable to like what's going on right now. So, and how funny that, you know, this is the fifth chapter, but it's on how to think and dream creatively. And we're all like stuck at home. You know, some of us are stuck at home with kids, and, you know, some of us are stuck at home by ourselves, you know, like me. Like, my husband still has to work, and I'm stuck here by myself, and I don't have, you know, I don't have kids, I don't have pets, you know what I mean? So it can be like lonely, and it sucks sometimes. So it's nice to actually like read something that's making you dream creatively and really think like outside the box. So just to kind of like go over a couple things, like I think a lot of people like let's clear some things up. I think a lot of people think that when you think creatively, that means you like even for example, okay, let's take like electricity. Okay, whoever, we all know obviously who invented electricity, but just speaking in like examples, at that time people were probably like, oh, well, whoever invented electricity, you know, gosh, that person's so creative. Or, you know, that person that has that $1 billion business, like in our day and age, okay, that's another example. Gosh, they have to be just so creative. They know exactly what's going on. They know how to draw people in. They know how to do this, that, the other, right? But that doesn't always, like, yes, that person is thinking creative. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't talk today. Yes, that person is being creative in their thinking. And yes, obviously their picture's a little bit bigger, but it doesn't always have to be something that big. You know, like thinking and having a creative mind doesn't mean that you have to go completely to the top. You know what I mean? Like, even being creative is sending your kids to college. Even being creative is getting up and doing these things that you want to do in life, whether it's working out and losing 30 pounds, whether it's, you know, finding a different job, whether it's getting into a different relationship. Like, doing whatever's best for you is being creative. It's not always about, you know, making some big thing out of something. So I think that that's just like a huge thing for people to understand. Like, really a lot of ways to be creative and, you know, how to dream and be creative. It can be little things too. It doesn't have to be big things, you know? So I thought that was pretty cool. Also, even things like being negative, going from negative to positive. That's being creative. If you want to be negative, that's not really being creative. It's real easy to be negative, you know what I mean? But it's actually a lot harder to be positive. And that's creative. That's creative thinking, okay? Also, creative thinking is bigger than what we all think. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be on a big scale, but also at the same time, it doesn't have to be something that's really small, but it's also bigger than what we think it is. It's not this big corporate company. It can be something like sending your kids to college. It can be something like being positive instead of negative. Like, it really is like there's a bigger picture is pretty much what I'm meaning when I say that. When you believe, your mind finds a way to do. So when you actually like believe in yourself, you guys, you feel like you can do something or accomplish something or find that job or get in that relationship or do whatever it is that you're wanting to do, help your kids with their homework, especially like now, you know, we're all stuck at home, and the people that have the kids, you know, some of you aren't used to being stay-at-home parents, and you're having to actually be your kids' teachers. And it's like, what in the hell? Like, I did not sign up for this. You know what I mean? Like, I am not a teacher. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but you're doing it and you're being creative about it and you're being positive about it because you're doing it for your kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about the way you think about it. And when you actually believe that you can do it, that changes the game, because then like your brain is going to make it happen. Like, our brains are so much more powerful than what we actually like think they are, you know? Also, believing paves the way, right? So it's like when you actually believe in what's going on, it's going to pave your way. When people feel that excitement in you, when people feel that like you really believe in your product or your business, or even if you're an employee and you believe in the company, or you believe in that friend or that person or whoever the case may be, like when you show people that you believe and you're positive and you care, like it paves the way, man. People love that kind of energy. People don't feed, like, well, I don't want to say people don't feed off negativity, because some people do, because I always say that saying, and you guys have heard me say it many of times, that misery loves company. So people do feed off of negativity, but people love positivity. Like, they love it. And when they feel it, it makes them want to be just as positive. So even like, take me for example, I'm human. I have flaws. Last night I was down on myself. I didn't feel like, you know, is this really making a difference? Is me having Motivational Monday and, you know, getting people hyped about the week, is it really making a difference? Do you guys really care? Like also like Tuesdays, tutorial Tuesdays, like me showing you guys how to do hair tutorials or how to take care of your skin or, whatever. It's like, is it really making a difference? Do you guys really care? But that was me being negative on my own self because I am human and it does happen. And if it wasn't for my husband, like being like, babe, you are doing things that are helping other people and you hear it every day, but it's just in little ways. And it's like, you know what? Yeah. Like, yes, I was feeding off of my own negativity, but he was pushing positivity at me and it made me want to be just as positive. So it's like, and that's why we did our reading. I did my notes and I woke up this morning and was fully pumped and ready to go and to get on this live. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't going to let that little negativity devil part of me, completely ruin everything that I've wanted to do, but we all have our down moments and it just happens. But don't let the negativity control you. Really believing just paves the way. So be positive about what you're doing, and it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. When you're positive about it, people feed off of it. They love it. They feel the energy and they love it. Okay. Also, there's like a couple little like bullets that I think are super, super important about like even not only just dreaming and being creative and having that creative mind, and looking at like big pictures and stuff like that, but just it's even good things just to use in like everyday life, right? So one of them was eliminate the word impossible. So you can't be creative and you can't be positive and you can't be uplifting and you can't do these things if you're constantly telling yourself that it's impossible. Don't just take the word out. Don't even use it. Nothing's impossible. Unless obviously you're like, I don't know, trying to do something like really crazy that actually is impossible. I mean, come on, we got to be like realistic, but at the same time, it's like, just take the word out of your vocabulary. Impossible does not even need to be there because we can really all do anything and everything we want if we actually believe and if we put in the hard work, the dedication, the sacrifice, etc., to get there. Also, don't be afraid of change, okay? Like even for example, like right now, people can retire at like 62, okay? Some a little bit earlier. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but what if somebody said, oh, you can't retire now until you're 70? Most people would be like, what? I'm not working until I'm 70. I only want to work till I'm 62. You see how instantly you get like negative and mad? It's like, you can't be afraid of change. So if that happened, that would be like technically out of your control because I don't know who sets the pace for retirement or whatever, but it's like, you can't do anything about that, unless you really wanted to take action and do something about it, but it's going to take a while, So either way, that would be a rule until something was changed. So it's like don't be afraid of change, okay? That's another way to get towards dreams, goals to make them reality, etc. Like you have to eliminate the word impossible. You can't be afraid of change because you have to be able to get out of your comfort zone to make things happen. Like you have to do what, like even take successful people. Like you have to do what those successful people are doing to be successful. If you're not going to do what they did to be successful, you may not do it in the same way, but if you don't take the same risks or you don't get out of your comfort zone to do these different things, then you're not going to be successful. You're just going to keep doing what you're doing. It's like you got to think about it. Like you can't keep doing the same things over and over again your entire life and expecting different results. Like you guys have heard it before. It's literally the definition of insanity. You can't do that. So you have to make changes. You have to be okay with change and you have to go from there, Also, progressive thinking, like think ahead, don't constantly stay right here, right now. Like even with all this quarantine stuff, like we're all stuck in this situation and there's not a lot that any of us can do about it because we're all trying to be safe and healthy and not get sick because nobody wants this virus and whatever. But at the same time, like instead of being stuck in what's going on right now, like have progressive thinking, think ahead of this. Like, okay, yes, we're going through this time right now, but that doesn't mean that we're going to be stuck in this time. Like, So think about what's ahead. Like, what are we going to do when we all have to go back to work? You know, we're all going to be slammed. And we've all been stuck in the house for 2 weeks or if not longer. So people are going to be out and about and going. I mean, people are going to be doing everything because we've all been stuck in the house. So it's like, think about what's going to happen because it's going to be awesome. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be a big boost in our economy because everybody's going to be out and working and spending money again and going to the movies and going roller skating and doing things that probably some of us haven't done in years. We're all going to be doing because we've all been stuck in the house and we've all been like creative thinking like, oh my gosh, I got to do something, you know, like start making lists. You know what I'm saying? Like start making lists like, okay, once we're all out of quarantine, we're going to go do this. We're going to go do that. We're going to do, yes, it's going to cost money, but you know what? You can obviously see as of right now in this time, like life is so short and why not? Money will come. You know what I mean? Like who cares? Money will come. You can make more money, but you don't get your time back. So just realize that, like just have that progressive thinking and think bigger than just the present moment. Think in the future too. Also find a better way. Like not every, like even with inventions, okay? Like yeah, obviously there's been plenty of people that have made inventions that other people didn't make, okay? You got clocks, you got ovens, you got, I mean, I'm just looking at things like in my own kitchen. You have decor, you have, you know, dressers and desks and dishwashers and refrigerators and sinks and all these things that these people invented. Well, like when you find a better, like even with creative thinking, just because people have invented so many things does not mean that you can't make it better. So you can make an invention and it be something that's already made, but you can make it better. You know what I mean? So sometimes like thinking, everybody's like, oh my gosh, everything's been invented. We couldn't make anything. You know what I mean? But people are doing it every day. And some people are, you know, actually, it's not even just some. A lot of people are doing it with things that have already been invented, but they're just making it better. So I think it's all about just kind of the way you look at it. Set high standards, you know. You know how I say we can all take baby steps to get to our big goals, you know what I mean? You have to start at step 1 to get to step 100 or to the top or whatever the case may be. Yeah, but you also need to set high standards for yourself. You can get to step 100 or you can get to the top. It's just, it may take some baby steps, but you need to think with a higher standard, knowing that you're going to get there. When you see the dream, you make the dream in your head, you visualize it, you see what's going on. Eventually, like I've always said, that dream becomes a goal, that goal becomes reality. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's all about the way that we think about everything. Also, progress is the most important product. So when we're actually making progress with whatever we're doing, it kind of sets the tone. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I didn't know I could do that, and I did it, and now I'm like on a roll, you know? Like, take even me, for example. The first time I ever did a live video, I was terrified, you guys. I was terrified. I've told you guys this story before, but some of you haven't heard it, but I was terrified. I looked at that live button 100 million times before I pressed it, and I even thought about pressing it and still wouldn't do it. I was like, this is terrifying. Why would anybody want to do this? This is like awful. But then I did it for the first time finally, and that's just something small, you guys. You know, I'm just making an example, but it's like, then I did it, and I was like, that wasn't even that bad. Like, I'm not afraid anymore to get on a live video. And then I went from being terrified to doing it every day to doing it, you know, every other day. And it's like, and now I do it 4 days a week. It's like, it's kind of crazy how it works like that. But progress is the most important product. It's like when you actually like set the tone for yourself and you make progress happen and you hit your goals and stuff like that, or your dreams or your accomplishments or whatever they may be, it just changes the game. And it's like the best feeling ever, even when it is something small. But those small things eventually get you to where you want to be, and wherever you want to be is most likely a pretty big dream, you know? So again, it's kind of about the way you think about it. I thought this was pretty cool. Every day, whether it's right before you start your day or right before you go to work, or even if you're at work but you haven't like necessarily started work just yet, take 10 minutes before you start your day and ask yourself, how can I do better? So every day, like even, right, I mean, we're all stuck in quarantine, right? We can't go to work, we can't really do a whole lot, but we still start our days, whether it's by ourselves, with our husband and wives, with our animals, with our kids, with, whoever, our family, whoever's around. It's like, but take 10 minutes before you step out of your bedroom, or, we have notes on our phone, or if you have a pad of paper by your bed or whatever the case may be, like, take 10 minutes and ask yourself, how can I do better? How can I be better today? How can I do better today? You know what I mean? Write that stuff down and actually do it. That's progress, you guys. That's doing something. That's setting the tone, and that's having a positive light about the day, and it just makes everything feel so much better, Also, when you really believe you can do more, your mind really gets you to believe, and you just do it. So it's like when you really believe that you can do more, your mind sets the tone that that's what you want to do, and then you can just do it. You know what I mean? Like, you really, really can just do it. It's just all about believing in yourself. Creativity isn't always about finding something new. Sometimes it's about doing something better. And that's kind of like what I was saying. Like, people have invented all this stuff, but other people have went and made the products better. Our ovens and microwaves and dishwashers and refrigerators are not the same like they were, even 20 years ago. It's like people made them better. So it's not always about finding something new. Sometimes it's just about making something better. And that can even be with yourself. You don't have to turn yourself into a new person. You don't have to do anything. You just have to make yourself better, I would never ask anybody to, change. Like even in relationships, for example, there's a lot of people that don't do well in relationships because they expect people to change. Well, you can't really 100% expect people to change. You just want them to become better. And that's a better way of looking at it. I don't want to change you. I want you to become a better person. So again, it's just about the way you think about it. Let's see. Also, just little things that we all can do. We can ask. We can read. We can learn. We can listen. We have ears, okay? These guys may be something we don't think about all the time, but without these ears, we wouldn't hear anything. And if we weren't hearing anything, we wouldn't be learning anything. And not saying that obviously there's people that are deaf, and they read and they learn. So our, instincts would kick in and we would learn regardless. But at the same time, we have these bad boys for a reason. So use them and actually listen and ask and take advice from people. Learning is power, you guys. It really, really is. Open up your mind and take advice. Take advice from other people. Take advice from, family and friends and even yourself. Because sometimes, we're like, dang, sometimes I'm telling my friends oh, do this, do that. And I'm like, geez, I need to take my own advice. You know what I mean? So it's take advice, listen, learn, ask, read, everything else will come. It really will. Also, another couple things you could do is join a group, join a creative group, join groups that you could be interested in, Also, rub shoulders with successful people. When you're around positive, successful, powerful people, it makes you want to be like that. So rub some shoulders with some people. Obviously not right now, but you get what I'm saying. Also, association with others makes you think outside the box. So when there's that light over there, it's terrible. It's hitting me right here. But when you associate yourself with other people, it makes you think outside the box. It makes your mind more creative because you're oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Because when you're around the same people all the time, you all are, you all think a lot of the same after a while. So when you start to go around other people, associate yourself with other people, whether it's, just different people or successful people or different groups or, whatever, it makes you think outside the box. It makes you be a little bit more creative. Let's see. Also, write down ideas. Just like how I was saying up here, take 10 minutes in the morning or when you start your day or whatever, take 10 minutes and ask yourself how you can do better. I feel like at that same time, you could be writing down ideas, like carry a notebook around, or you can, use the notes on our phones. Like that's what we have, smartphones now at this point. So it's like, write down ideas, because those ideas are going to turn into things that obviously you want to do, which are goals. And like I've said before, goals, you may have dreams, you write them down. They turn into goals that you actually want to do something about. Those goals turn into reality because you make progress to get there. You get there and then now it's real. So it's like, write down your ideas when you're thinking, when you have a good idea or you're being creative or whatever, like write that stuff down and do something about it, like use it and do something about it. I heard this a long time ago. This is actually not from this book, but I heard it a long, long time ago. And I just think that it's a really good thing to think about, is whatever it is that's going on, whether it's creative, whether it's life things, business stuff, whatever the case may be. Is it a full body yes or is it a full body no? If whatever's going on, you think to yourself is a full body yes, I'm all about it, I'm ready to go, I'm positive, this is going to be great, it's a full body yes, then do it. What do you have to lose? If it's a full body no and you're like, you have any doubt at all that something's not going to work or doesn't make sense or whatever, shut it down. Shut it down, get it out, don't even waste your time anymore. So there's a good thing that you guys can think about. Like when you're making decisions, is it a full body yes or is it a full body no? If it's a full body yes, let's do the damn thing. If it's a full body no, get the hell out. You know what I mean? Like it's all about the way you think about it. And I'll say that time and time again, you guys. It's all about the way you think about it. Also, how can you do more? How can you do better? How can you do more? Like ask yourself, listen, stretch your mind and think of new ideas, because we're all capable. We were all put on this earth to do great, great things. We are not here just to work and pay bills. We are here for bigger reasons and we all know it. It's just all about thinking outside the box and actually using the strength in your brain to become what you want to be, and you can be successful. And really, you guys, like, that's pretty much like it. And I don't even have like a quote for you guys today. I really think that it would be awesome if you guys, even today, or even if one person did it, if you guys could take 10 minutes to ask yourself how you can do better in life, whether it's right now during quarantine, whether it's right now, or whether it's later once you get back to work, whatever the case may be. Like, take 10 minutes and ask yourself how you can do better. And also, when you're making decisions and stuff today, ask yourself, is it a full body yes or is it a full body no? Like, that's what I want you guys to take out of today. And be creative and have fun and be positive and love your life. Even though it's crazy times and we're all going through a lot, and sometimes it can be lonely and depressing and we're stuck. But you know what? Everything's going to change. Everything's eventually going to be okay. And we just have to remember that we're all in it together, and we're all going to figure it out together as a community and go from there. So that's really just what I want you guys to take from today. Is it a full body yes or a full body no? And take 10 minutes and write down how you can do better. Just ask yourself how you can do better. So that's really what I want you guys to take out of this live. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but regardless, this thing is like, I'm not digging the light, guys. I'm not digging the light. Either way, I'm going to move this way so you guys can actually, like, see. So that light's not shining. Okay, but yes. I hope you guys have a lovely Monday, regardless if you're stuck at home or not, but have a lovely Monday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. If you have any ideas for Tutorial Tuesday, put them in the comments. I'd love to figure out something new, and then maybe we can all do it together, you know? So have a good day, you guys. Love you guys. Bye.